What's up, guys? It's Benny. President Trump has just changed the game and the dynamic and the energy around Jeffrey Epstein forever with a massive disclosure that I think the entire internet will cheer. Up to this point, President Trump has called for Pam Bondi to release whatever she thinks is credible on Jeffrey Epstein. Now, everybody argued over the definition of the word credible, right? But we were able to see what was uncredible with the Wall Street Journal piece last week with Donald Trump painting pictures and using words like enigma to write poems for Jeffrey Epstein. Obviously, this kind of physical evidence can be corrupted and has been corrupted. And so there's going to have to be something more definitive that the government releases. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, from this morning, Attorney General Pam Bondi has said that the Department of Justice will be meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell is, of course, the madame, the co-operator of the child sex trafficking ring with Jeffrey Epstein. She is the one, the living piece of evidence that knows everything. Her and her family have been demanding to testify. They said they have more information. She has been signaling through the press that she wants to speak, and this is the first time the Department of Justice has ever asked her to talk. And so here we go. Ghislaine Maxwell is in federal lockup at this moment, and she is the key witness to all of this and can answer the questions. Let's go. This is the statement from this morning. This Department of Justice does not shy away from uncomfortable truths, nor the responsibility to pursue justice wherever the facts may lead. The joint statement by the DOJ and the FBI on July 6th remains accurate today as when it was written, namely that in the recent thorough review of files maintained by the FBI in the Epstein case, no evidence was uncovered that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So what they're saying here is we want more evidence on who was operating inside of the sex trafficking ring. We don't have the evidence right now. We would like more evidence. So then they say, we are bringing in Ghislaine Maxwell. President Trump has told us to release all credible evidence if Ghislaine Maxwell has information about anybody who's committed crimes against victims. The FBI and DOJ want to hear it now. Therefore, at the direction of the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, I have communicated with counsel for Maxwell, Ms. Maxwell, to determine whether she will be willing to speak with prosecutors from the department. I anticipate the meeting with Ms. Maxwell in the coming days. This is incredible. They say that they have already set up the meeting. Look at this. I anticipate meeting with Ms. Maxwell in the coming days. I have sources in the DOJ that tell me this is absolutely 100% true and that it is going to happen. Until now, no administration on behalf of the department has inquired about her willingness to meet with the government. That changes now. This is being met with cheers from the internet and a ton of headlines. Twist in Jeffrey Epstein case, Pam Bondi requests meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell amid MAGA growing anger. Todd Blanche, who's the Deputy Attorney General, saying justice demands courage. For the first time, the Department of Justice is reaching out to Ghislaine Maxwell to ask, what do you know? At Pam Bondi's direction, I have contacted counsel. I intend to meet with her soon. No one is above the law and no lead it off limits. So here they are saying, once again, the Ghislaine Maxwell meeting is set up. Kash Patel saying, go get it. Go get it. Again, this is being met with a pretty impressive cheers from the internet saying, well, wait a second, this is actually what we've been asking for. And I got to tell you, this is what I've been asking for. We've done entire 4 or 5 hour lives on how Ghislaine Maxwell is the key to everything here. Like here with Lauren Boebert telling us we need Ghislaine Maxwell to speak in front of our congressional committee in order to answer questions. And by the way, this is not unprecedented at all. Ghislaine Maxwell is a prisoner. She got a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking to no one, which is, obviously the irony here. And Ghislaine Maxwell has signals that she wants to speak. And here's Lauren Boebert, very powerful member of Congress, got tens of millions of followers on social media saying, I want her to speak too. Come and speak. And she can speak digitally, remotely. She can come with, a police officer from the prison, right? A guard from the prison. She can show up in person. I think that'd be bombshell. Let's have it. Here's what Lauren Boebert told me.
So Judicial Committee hearing, that would be most likely the committee where a Ghislaine Maxwell would testify. Would you be in favor of that?
Absolutely. Yes. Of course, we want answers. No one is satisfied with what has been received or lack thereof. No one is satisfied with the rollout of this. Of course, we've heard that Dan Bongino is not satisfied with the rollout of this either. And, I think you hear time and time again what an honorable stand-up man Dan Bongino is. President Trump, he obviously thinks highly of Attorney General Pam Bondi. I don't know her personally, but I know Dan. And he's a wonderful man, and I have no reason to doubt him. And I think moving forward, we need a special counsel. That has got to happen. There has to be a special investigation into this if we aren't going to be provided information. Now, there's a lot of things that Attorney General Pam Bondi is doing well. Of course, President Trump is doing many things well. The FBI is doing a great job. Our Department of Homeland Security is, this mass deportation machine on steroids, and now they have the funding to go after it even more. But this is something, I hope it doesn't become a false idol to Republicans where we just lose sight of everything else. But that doesn't mean we don't want answers. There are plenty of good things to focus on and still more that we need to do to really get through the next 4 years and hopefully the next 8 years in a Republican majority. God help us, God willing. And so this is certainly important, and I want answers. And maybe that takes that special counsel to do so. Maybe Matt Gaetz can lead the special counsel.
Would you vote in favor of that?
Absolutely. Yes. Matt spoke highly of Pam Bondi and saying, that she's the best attorney general that President Trump has had. But yeah, Matt Gaetz as a special counsel, absolutely.
Again, people are saying this is improved messaging. Ghislaine Maxwell should testify in front of Congress and the entire country to witness. Meet with her. Let her spill the tea. Okay, let's do this. The DOJ now wants Ghislaine Maxwell. Whoa. Again, this is what we have been calling for. If you want all the evidence released, you should be happy right now. This should be a moment where you're like, well, yes, this is how you do it. Maxwell is again in federal lockup, in federal prison, serving a 20-year prison sentence. If there's one human on earth that knows Jeffrey Epstein's crimes or knows about what the operation was, it is Ghislaine Maxwell. And Ghislaine Maxwell has, through the Daily Mail, through intermediaries at the Daily Mail, and through her family, said she wants to testify. She's eager to testify. She's eager to tell everyone everything. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is why we're so angry when Virginia Roberts, we believe, was killed. She was another key witness. She was a physical piece of evidence. She was a living piece of evidence. The physical evidence, as we saw with the Wall Street Journal article, can be corrupted. Do you really think Donald Trump's a painter and a vaudevillian poet who's like sitting there writing sweet nothings on a typewriter? And really, do you know Donald Trump? But that's what the Wall Street Journal published. And so instead of letting those kind of things like drip, 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 instead of letting that happen, out with it. Out with all of the evidence. And this is a monster and incredible move. It's also a move that Mike Johnson told us needs to happen. Maybe he knew about this ahead of time. We interviewed Mike Johnson, and here's his answer on Jeffrey Epstein. I thought it was an excellent one. Here you go.
A question here about it that concerns either testifying or testimony for Ghislaine Maxwell potentially before Congress, or if you would support members like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Anna Paulina Luna on the release of subpoenaing the Epstein documents from the DOJ, whether you would support either of those.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Marjorie or Anna about that specific subject, but I'm for transparency. We're intellectually consistent in this. We look, Reagan used to tell us we should trust the American people. I believe in that principle. I know President Trump does as well, and I trust him. I mean, he put together a team of his choosing, and they're doing a great job. It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it. I mean, the White House and the White House team are privy to facts that I don't know. I mean, this isn't my lane. I haven't been involved in that. But I agree with the sentiment that we need to put it out there. And Pam Bondi, I don't know, when she originally made the statement, I think she was talking about documents, as I understood it, they were on her desk. I don't know that she was specific about a list or whatever, but she needs to come forward and explain that to everybody. I like Pam. I mean, I think she's done a good job. We need the DOJ focusing on the major priorities. So let's get this thing resolved so that they can deal with violent crime and public safety and election integrity and going after Act Blue and the things that the president is most concerned about, as we are. So I'm anxious to get this behind us.
Yeah, and I can see that because there's so many victories and there's so many wins that are happening.
We just had the most incredible 6 months of any administration, arguably in the history of the United States. There are so many accomplishments. It would take us a stack of papers this high, and yet we're having to spend our time talking about this. Let's get it resolved.
That's going to be wildly refreshing for this audience, and to speak on behalf of them, to hear somebody just say, let's just have transparency with your American people, get it out there, and there's no reason to protect predators, right? So I mean,
Of course.
what, this is the family values party. Let's just do it.
What Epstein was involved in was an unspeakable evil. We've got to stand against it, not just in word, but in deed. And so we'll see what happens. Look, I do trust the president. I know his heart and head is in the right place. I don't question that at all. And I'm convinced they're going to sort this out.